And yes, do not tell her about cock necklace.
Cock necklace? What?
Hentai.
Ah.
And that was the first thing that popped into my mind in replacement of tie.
Please tell me cock necklace is what we're opening on.
Yes, leave that in.
But yes, anime. Welcome to FMK Anime. I am your host, Meep, joined by my co-host, Ember and Limus. Say hello, you two.
Ooh woo.
That is the first loud thing I've ever gotten out of Ember.
Yes.
And it's her going ooh woo.
I have you at 200%. You guys gave me, by the way, a ton of options for me to start to give us a fucking warm open. And I'm gonna take it. I don't know what I'm gonna choose, but I'm gonna choose something.
Please use cock necklace somewhere in there.
I'm using cock necklace.
Yes.
But yes, this is a show where each week we watch a list of anime, and at the end of the week we can cut one of the anime. Why don't we just jump right into it with Ranking of Kings, episode 4? Or 4? Yes, 4.
Episode 4? Yeah, we're on episode 5 and we dropped one.
Yeah, it started later than the other ones, and then Mieruko-Chan had earlier because I had 2 episodes on the first one.
Alright, in this episode, we see Baji and Domus's past, where they seem to get along. While on their adventure, Baji's gang visit place to place, eventually meeting a forest king, but running away when he goes crazy. Bebas attempts to assassinate Baji, and Domus pushes Baji into the underworld.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't actually Bebin. I'm betting that it was actually Kage and he stole some of those. And he was... You know what I think it was actually happening right there? Just hear me out on this. There was the times where he was where the rocks got randomly thrown at him when he fell into the pit. And there was that stuff being thrown at him, but there was no one over there. I'm thinking that was him throwing those at him, and he was trying to keep him from eating the meat because it was poisoned. I'm thinking that Domus actually poisoned that meat, and Kage knew he poisoned the meat.
That would be a good twist.
Because it's been established that Domus was trying to kill this dude. He had a premeditated plan that he was going to kill him.
Who else saw the twist with Domus coming from a mile away, though?
I mean, Loki, yeah.
Show of hands. Show of hands.
As soon as they were approaching the giant fuck-off pit and there was, no backgrounds, I was like, you are going to fall into this pit.
Hello, Prince. Come over to this fire pit. By the way, I'd do anything for my king. Unwavering. Anything they asked. Yeah, it's totally not the assassin whatsoever. Yes.
I think I realized my complete thoughts with the show when Baji was pushed into the pit and I felt nothing.
We know he's gonna survive. So I don't even know why we're bothering to go through this.
The kid has god-tier powers, but I think it's not really about that part. It's more about the fact that, dude, what the fuck? Why? Are we going to get that explained? Please.
It's absolutely because he got told and he's like, you know what? I have a dedication to my king. I'm gonna do it anyway.
You know what I actually think? I was actually thinking that, it might have something to do with, he recognizes that, there was that mention of, the guy who becomes the High King, the number one king will end up choosing a treasure and then going mad. I think maybe he knew that something like that might end up happening to Baji, and he doesn't want that to happen to him. So he's trying to kill him now so he doesn't end up like that.
I think you might be reading a bit too far into it. I think it's as simple as Daida sending the assassination order. Because we've been seeing up until this point Daida talking about how the assassination order was already sent out.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
also, what the fuck was up with that guy? He changed.
Shit.
Now, I want to talk about the inconsistent character thing again, because while I know it was at least the point in this episode, I thought it was funny when it happened with the Forest King. I was like, another character that shifted on a dime.
It was beginning that this dude is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I'm also if you actually pay attention to that scene where it has like the guy that's standing on top of the treasure pile, I am about 99% sure that guy in that particular art scene right there was the guy that ended up going crazy later on.
Could be. He's got a similar beard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, alright. One thing I do have to bring up. Apparently, so I mentioned earlier that we skipped Domus's backstory. We got it this episode, but there are two other backstories that were skipped. Snake Man's backstory, the guy that can affect the snakes, and King Boss's backstory were skipped. I'm curious to see how they're going to include those, because I did read them. Because
they kind of gave us a backstory for Bosse in the like first episode, I think, where they showed how he ended up like founding the whole like place.
They did, but there's more to it, and
yeah, that was more like the backstory of the city itself.
Right before Baji set out on his adventure, they go through, King Boss's whole story thing, and some pretty important stuff was skipped. The only reason I knew about this is because a friend of mine, Kuro, let me know that they were skipping stuff, and I went through to read because they said that they skipped something really important. Yeah. If that backstory bit was in here, I feel like I would have liked Baji a lot more as a character.
You think they're leaving stuff out on purpose or something?
I think they're leaving stuff out because the manga has no official English translation. And, as far as even fan translations go, we are past the point of fan translations. God damn it, Ember.
Yes. That's all that popped up in my head when I was trying to pronounce his name.
Lord.
Oh, man. But yeah.
Oops, sorry.
Just, I do want to say, on the last couple of scenes, I was thinking at the beginning, before I even watched this episode, I was thinking, if they go and retcon Daida, I am going to stop watching this, and they did, but they handled it well, I think. It felt...
Oops,
I almost felt like... I know I keep, throwing out these wild theories, but here's my thought on what was going on there. I think that, he was young and naive and wanted to be, powerful and stuff. He wasn't as bad at first, but then he opened up that box when he was in there or something. And, this was before all of this stuff went down. I think what happened was he opened up that box at some point, and, whatever was in there, that magical power that's probably tied to the mirror somehow, I think that got out of there, and it's, taken over him, kind of like how they did with the Malnomans in Vanitas. So, he is now controlled by that, and the real him, who is not as bad as that, who's just young and naive, and very much wants power, but isn't necessarily evil, the real him is trapped in there under the influence of that mirror. He tried to play God, and it fucked with him.
As far as it goes, I'm not too sure. I don't know. I'm not too interested in Daida as a character or a villain, really. So maybe it's just that, but this. Oops, sorry.
Yeah, to be fair, I can see your point. It's just I'm very interested in the story, but I can understand that it's not for everyone.
This show continues to be very frustrating for me because
keeps setting up more questions than it answers.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts, Limus?
Hello? Wait. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I know I've been talking like way too much.
Fine.
I got feels. I got feels on this fucking episode, and I want to see where it's going.
It's a good thing you do, because I have none. It's like, the more interesting things that happened in this episode were like, yeah, called that. The whole holy treasure thing driving people crazy, as soon as that was set up, I know what's going to happen. The show's going to end with Baji getting number 1. He's going to be like, no, I'm not going to take from the vault, because I'm a humble king, or whatever. We know where that's going. That's it. I don't have anything else to say. Like, I don't know. I mean, there's some cool scenes and stuff like that. I like this, I like the idea of the city on the border of, like, this portal to hell, basically. It's like...
Yeah, they just threw that out of nowhere. Like, oh shit, literal hell.
But yeah, I don't know.
Also, can I at least say I like Hokuro. I like him.
He is a good boy.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
I like that they actually showed, like, I thought when they started this off that he was just gonna be like a side character, like a background character. It felt like they were introducing him like that, but no. He actually gets like a good personality, and he gets like a backstory and reason to be wanting to care about Baki.
He's the only character that likes Baji, other than Spear Dude, that I actually believe.
He's the only one who likes Baji, except for everyone else who likes Baji but wants to kill him for some reason.
Yeah, legit.
This show's bipolar. Holy shit! It just keeps going from no, everyone likes Baji, he's a good dude, to everyone wants to fucking kill Baji and hates him.
I mean, yeah. To be fair, it is kind of like that. It feels like it just keeps like moving the goalpost of like who is actually the villain.
Yeah.
It started off with it's actually Queen Hilling. No, it's actually Daida, and now it's like no, it's actually the spirit in the mirror that's possessing Daida and making him do it.
I'm fairly certain that's something to do with the demon that came out of Boss, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm still pretty sure that was actually just like an illusion that the mirror demon created in order to make Baki look bad.
I suppose we will have to wait and see for those of us who are going to keep watching it.
I mean, if y'all want to stop watching it, that's fine. I'm gonna keep watching it.
I mean, hey, it all depends on where the votes fall.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, one more thing. I finally realized what the art style was reminding me of. It reminds me of Professor Layton. It's the same art style as that.
Yeah, kinda. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Oh, one praise I do want to give this episode, because I feel like it's been very negative. The thing that was taking the souls of the animals and spitting new animals back to the forest, I thought that was fucking rad.
Yeah, and the whole like dance scene. The dance scene was pretty fucking good.
The dance scene seemed silly to me a little bit.
It was fun. It was fun and silly, and I did like how at the very beginning of it, I did like that they actually had like they had it established in universe. He's dancing to no music at all. He's just dancing around, flailing like a madman.
Mm.
And he's just like, "Do it, dance with me, boy."
Dance with me, boy. Now you're gonna be my next sacrifice. I haven't had human in a long time.
I actually saw... I know this is probably not a good thing to do, but I was looking up, like, other people's discussions of it a little bit, and I saw a lot of people were saying, like, they thought that he wasn't actually looking at, like, Baji when he was saying that. He was looking at something else.
Mm.
Which I don't know what that would be.
Yeah, I feel like that scene was pretty clear-cut what he's looking at.
Yeah, it seems like... that is one of the things I'll say is kind of weird about the show, is like I said, it's moving the goalposts, and it just keeps giving me more questions than it is answering. Like, what the hell happened with that bag? They never established what the hell. It just disappeared, and then it just not disappeared.
I think I think, as you said with your theory, Kage got the bag back for them.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Let's do some cards.
Yep.
I'll go first. I'm gonna kill this episode. This show is frustrating for me. I'm having a hard time understanding why characters are acting the way they do. The fake outs they're doing are ineffective to me, and just this perfect storm culminating to me feeling nothing when the main character is thrown into literal hell. That should be a cool twist. It didn't feel that way. I'm gonna kill the show.
I mean, like I said, I want to see where it's going, so I'll say fuck.
Oh, man. I forgot exactly what I was going to say during cards. God damn it. I think that should have maybe say more about how I feel about this than... Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to kill it. I've not really been too terribly interested in the show from the start. Like... And yeah, it just continues to do nothing. Like, I see where it's going. Baji is going to continue his journey, but alone with Shadow Boy and stuff like that. And, like, yeah, just super not for me. It feels like a lot of the show is just empathy baiting, if that makes sense. Where it's like, look, he's such a good boy, but let's watch as he gets thrown around for no reason. But I don't know. I'm gonna kill.
I mean, I wouldn't be entirely upset if y'all kill it, because, like, I think I mentioned that before. Like, if one of these shows that I like actually dies, that just means that I get to watch it without needing to take notes.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go up to Baji on the cliff, and I'm just gonna bring out an old meme from the early 2010s and just fucking Sparta kick him into the pit.
Yay!
That is a double kill and a fuck for Ranking of Kings, episode 4. Let's move on to The Vampire Dies in No Time, episode 5. Draluk finds a strong vampire's effigy and gets into hijinks with it. A vampire cat tries to control the world, but with the help of the editor, Draluk banishes it from the apartment. In the last segment, Draluk and Hamada hang out and learn of the school days with Ronaldo. This episode had a bad segment, an okay segment, and a good segment, in my opinion.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those shows. This is definitely one of the shows that I think still is not necessarily worthy of like a podcast or whatever, because it's good, but not really a whole lot of like plot stuff happens. It's just more like episode by episode.
So
I agree. There was definitely two downer sections and one good section, and the show seems to continue to have that sort of flow to it.
Yeah.
Now, was the good one for you guys the cat segment?
No, the good one for me was the first segment where he accidentally kills the guy.
The good one for me was the one with the Dampier. Because I thought his stupid fucking scheming was hilarious. And the fact that fucking Ronaldo gets stuck outside of the door by just putting celery in front of it, that's so fucking absurd. His texts were hilarious. And the fact that he comes out covered in goo with cabbage stuck on him made me laugh so fucking hard.
I liked that part about that segment, but the actual school days stuff, I didn't.
I thought it was fine.
Here's where I stand with this episode. I hated the first segment with the effigy. I thought it was stupid. It didn't make me laugh. The cat segment was fucking hilarious to me. And then there's the last segment. It had funny moments, but the actual meat of it didn't do anything for me.
Honestly, there were none of the segments that I really, like, hated, I would say. But yeah, honestly, actually, yeah, I'll go back and say the cat one was, in fact, my favorite.
It's just... I love... They go up there. John gets stuck under there. My immediate reaction, oh no! John, no!
Yeah, and then just Draluk keeps, like, dying over and over again. And I have that screenshot. And I put it in the thing with the caption mood, just like, is this hell?
I'll turn you into kitty litter, but my lord, it's a waste to use someone that good at cooking as kitty litter. Fair. 3 days a week you'll be my cook, 4 you'll be litter. You want to eat from the toilet?
I love the fact that when they all get possessed and stuff, the evil aura that goes around them has cat ears. I thought that was great.
Yeah, they literally have the little kitty mouth.
Yeah.
I love how John was affected too.
Poor good boy.
You will become one of us, and then you'll, like, cats more something. I'm not good at this.
John is best boy.
The fucking look that cat gives when he gets brought back to there with the editor. The fucking look was so good. Like, this dude, what the fuck is with the editor?
The editor
what did he see? What did he see?
The editor was already a cat lover. It just made him love cats more.
You can't I love cats the I love cats guy. You just get I love cats squared.
And does he go into a different dimension when he's needed and when he leaves? Like, does he just dimension hop?
Yeah,
what the
fuck? I'm
fuck?
sure that guy's just an eldritch horror.
Because every time he walks in, he comes in through a purple portal.
The editor is such an enigma to me.
Yeah, and also on that last point, I have in my notes, and I remember physically saying out loud, "You fucking edgelord, this is why you don't have friends."
Yeah.
Like, motherfucker had an entire PowerPoint ready, just all about how much he fucking hates Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it, because usually when there's a half fucking vampire thing like that, they're totally, like, super edgelorded up like that. And I love that it's sort of poking fun at that.
Yeah, and the fact that Ronaldo didn't even do shit. He just said hi to this guy and he was like, "I hate you.
You will be my mortal enemy."
I bought all the bread so he had to eat worms.
You're kind of a dick, you know?" And he's like, "Shut up."
This show is good. Come on. Like, it was a down episode last episode. This one had little down parts, but even then there was a lot to like in the parts that were there.
The show is okay. For the most part, it's good. It's just, for me, it's had the quality shift is messing with me, because, like, going from a bad segment to a good segment again, then to an okay segment for me, it's just, that kind of quality shift really affects my enjoyment of a show.
I mean, fair.
I kind of like it, because if there's a plot point and, like, a gag that's going that I don't like, I know that a couple minutes in, we're going to be changing shit up and we're going to be going to something else that might be better. Like, well, I like that bit of it.
It is very much so the Monster of the Week format, where, like, or Monsters of the Week, because, like, every episode there's multiple different things that happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's very much the kind of show where it's like, there's really no overarching plot at all. It's just every episode there's a new thing. Which is fine. I'm not mad about that. But I can also see why that wouldn't necessarily be something that would be, like, good for a podcast. I could go either way on that one.
Yeah. We've had episodic shows like this before. Episodic gag shows, I should say. Hell, one of the ones we did last season made it to the end. Once again, not comparing this to Girlfriend. Only thing that's similar is that the vampire control lady looks a lot like Saki. But...
Oh, sorry.
I'm trying to say Girlfriend had an overarching plot. It was very sitcom-y.
Here's the thing. The moment Milika gets introduced, the overarching plot becomes survive.
Have you guys ever had, like, an episode where, like, a season of the show where literally nothing survived?
Almost last season.
Last season was fucking close. Thankfully, we had 2 really damn good shows.
Oh, yeah. Like, the 2 shows were goddamn 9 and 10 out of 10s.
Yeah. I do have to question, though, like, what would y'all even do if, like, everything dies?
We do the awards early, and then we'd have a slight hiatus until next season.
Yeah, I would just be thinking, like, well, shit, we have no shows.
Damn, Ember releasing her hand early for how she's gonna vote on Sakugan and Paladin.
No. Absolutely fucking not. I was just thinking in the hypothetical.
I know, I'm joking.
Yeah. Like, that is the good thing about this thus far, is, like, as much as certain things have just been absolutely fucking bullshit, it makes up for it with the fact that there are such good things as well.
Yeah, like, it's so cool to just, like, look through everything when it's releasing and just see, like, what is the cream of the crop that will rise to the top? And being like, oh, this is good and everyone agrees it's good. This is bad and everyone agrees it's good. What is wrong with people? This is bad. Okay, just straight up bad. Get it away from me. And this is good. Why are people sleeping on this?
This is good. Why do people hate it? God damn it. Girlfriend is a quality show.
So far as I can...
Sorry.
That's the thing that makes me a little sus of, like, the anime review in other stuff, is, like, I feel like, from what I've seen, a lot of the times it gets into a problem of, like, the show might not be good, but people will still keep hyping it up because their waifu is in it.
Yeah. The waifu wars rage on eternally.
Yep. But I feel like we've gone a bit off track from Vampire. Does this mean we're good for cards?
Yeah.
I think we're at cards. Yeah. I think we might be at cards.
I could go either way. I'm gonna see what you guys say.
I'm a fuck. What? Me?
I'm fucking the episode.
What?
Yeah.
You're not gonna knife it? Oh.
The cat segment was fucking hilarious.
Oh. How lovely. The show is great, and I'm gonna fight for it. I like the supernatural sitcom. I think it's fun.
Yeah, I'm a fuck too. It's like I said, it's not a masterpiece, but fucking shows don't have to be a masterpiece to be good. It's just stupid fun.
It's stupid, it's dumb, it's brain food, and I like it.
Yes. It's just something to put on to just burn away everything that you are worried about with just pure, just, what the fuck is this?
And next episode, we're gonna get a segment with Dralik's family, and I'm excited to see that.
Yes, that was what I put in my notes too. I'm like, oh, this looks like it's gonna get good. Although they do keep setting up things where it's like, this person looks like they're gonna be really fucking terrifying. Like the guy that was at the beginning of this episode, and then he just fucking gets destroyed on accident.
I like that for the coming up next. It's like, it's all super serious and mysterious. Look at this evil dude. And it's like some fucking weird asshole who's just bumbling along. And I can't wait for like, I expect that next season we're gonna get Dralik's family roasting him for being a fucking neat and losing his castle and stuff.
Yeah, and for dying constantly. Watch them all die constantly too.
With that is a trifecta for The Vampire Dies in No Time, episode 5. Let's move on to Komi-San Can't Communicate, episode 5. Pink-haired girl.
I actually watched.
Yee! Pink-haired girl battles Komi in another duel and loses, but stays determined to be Komi's rival. The main gang hang out at Komi's house and meet her family, while Agiri takes them for ramen. Then a weeb tries to make a blood pact with Komi, while Najima reveals Tadano's past and how Tadano used to be a weeb. Then Komi and Weeb Girl become friends after doing gymnastics.
I gotta say, yeah, on that last part, this was basically, with that last character, this was basically my feels on that.
I fucking loved the image of. Can you give more details about the size of this explosion? I was like, ah, yes. When the kid in class tells you he's making a pipe bomb.
Wait, did it say
like,
weeb? Wait.
Yeah, he's completely oblivious to this.
Oh, wait, no, it's on Netflix and it's not out on Netflix yet, right? Wait, me.
Yeah, it's not really like weeb. It's more like that on all levels of except physical. I am wolf kind of edgelord kid.
Yeah,
Did it say weeb or like no? Wait, did the translation say weeb or did it say Chunobo?
It said Chunobo.
Okay, cool.
I just put in weeb in my notes because I didn't know how to spell Chunobo.
Fair. Okay, I was just making sure that there wasn't like any sort of weird subbing where they changed that up, despite the fact that them, describing what a Junobo is.
Listen, I just couldn't.
Wait, how the fuck do you pronounce that? Let me look it up.
I think I'm Chinibu?
It's like Chunibu or something?
But yeah.
Chernobyl?
Sorry.
Chernobyl, yes.
I fucking love how she, walks beside Komi. It's like, Princess Komi! She is a fun character. First of the side characters, other than Naijimi, that I actually have really enjoyed.
Nah, Naijimi's a main now. She's a protagonist.
Naijimi is a supporting character, whereas the other friends are background characters.
I mean, come on. She's been in basically every episode and has played an important part. I'd say she's a main.
Yeah, I would say Najuma's main.
No,
I know you have a weird view on what main and side is. And I don't understand how your brain works.
We already have two mains in Tadano and Komi.
And there's no limit on how many mains you can have.
Yeah, we have 3 main characters in Vampire Dies. Why can't we have 3 here?
I will agree. Sean is a bit of a side.
Control lady.
I feel like we'd have to see more in order to get a good reading. But as of right now, I get that.
Even if we're not going off of my quote-unquote definition of main or side, Naijimi still feels more like a side character. They do a lot of stuff, but it's to service the mains. He is there to support the mains.
Fucking everyone is there to support the main, which is Komi.
Yeah. That's what Tadano is doing. He has no forward progression of his own.
Tadano is a side character.
I mean, if you want to count him as a side character, I'm fine with that.
See what I get by I don't understand your definition of side?
My definition of side character is a character that the show does not focus on in a more. How do I explain this? I'm trying to find the words to explain this, because the main characters are the ones who get a lot of the focus and who the story revolves around. The story is revolving around Komi and Tadano's friendship as Tadano helps Komi-san make friends. Naijimi being one of those friends, who also is helping, but at the same time is there to support them.
Okay. So far, if we're talking about this in, parts of how the plot works, Komi's the center. She has the ambitions that's driving the plot.
Mm-hmm. I think the thing that's fucking you over is that there's more than one plot going.
Wait. Just give me a second. Let me try to figure this out. So, yeah. Komi's the main that drives everything. Tadano reads into Komi and basically translates for Komi with his ability to basically read the room. And Naijima is everyone's childhood friend. So she has the connections in order to get Komi more friends. They all have their own, thing that drives the plot along.
Yeah, Najima is very clearly meant to be the Lancer character.
Here's to me how I see this. Komi is the main character. Like, it's very similar. Okay, this is a good way to put it. It's like how I felt with Vanitas. In Vanitas, Vanitas is the quote-unquote main character. Noe is the viewpoint character. Just like Tadano is the viewpoint character, whereas Komi is the main character.
Okay, but there can be more. Nothing. There is nothing saying that there can't be more than two. Like, Naijimi is an important part of basically almost every plot point we've had up to this moment. When something like the green-haired girl has shown up, she's done her bit, and then she gets out. When Naijimi is important for, like, every single point of the plot.
But that doesn't make them a main. Naijimi is the...
How does it not? How does it not?
In video game terms, Naijimi would be the quest giver that's like, here is the friend of the week for you to befriend. And
video games have terrible stories. Why are you comparing it to why are you using this as a point? Like, that is the last thing we should be comparing, like, actual storytelling to. Video game stories.
This is not a video game. This is a different medium to video game.
Fine. Naijima is the character that brings forth the characters every week and is like, okay, this is the character who you are going to befriend. Komi and Tadano make the effort to befriend them. Naijimi brings the characters to them. Komi and Tadano actually make the effort to befriend them, because Naijimi is already friends with them.
Yeah, I don't see how that makes her a side character. Like, especially in comparison to something like, you know, the other sides that we have, like pink-haired girl and green-haired girl, and I only know them through their hair colors. God damn it.
I mean, Agari and whoever the Yandere girl is, and I think her name started with an S, was the pink-haired girl. Let me look up her name.
Would it make you feel better if I called Naijimi a side character instead of supporting?
No, because she's a main character.
She's not! She's not a main character!
I don't know. I don't get how you can see it like that. Like, I just don't. I don't understand. I've tried to give my own explanation for... I don't know.
Like, if we're going by actual definition of the word, there can only even be one main character.
And
no, there can't. There can be more than one.
No,
we've looked this up before. Yes, technically, by the dictionary, it is the viewpoint character, which is bullshit, by the way, because not all stories have viewpoint characters. It's like, that'd be like trying to give a main character to fucking Game of Thrones. There's no viewpoint character. You jump all over the place. So you can't reasonably say there's any mains. There's a series of mains. There's a lot of mains, and there's a lot of sides in it, though.
Alright. So I have consulted the Mal, and under Mal, they are considered a supporting character.
That is such bullshit. She's not supporting. She's a main.
Mal is wrong.
Is reason for everything going forward. Like...
The reason for everything going forward is Komi and Tadano. Naijimi just gives them the means to make friends. But even then, Tadano doesn't do it for them. They're the ones actively progressing the story forward.
It's like...
Tadano just provides them or not Tadano, Naijimi just provides them the means to do so.
It's just... It's crazy to me. Every episode has something revolving around her.
I was wrong. Her name is Yadano.
I mean, there are plenty of shows that have characters that are in every episode, and those characters are supporting. Vanitas had a few.
Like who?
Jian was in, I think except for one episode, she was in, like, every episode.
Nah, there was a couple where she didn't. Like, the entire part in the sewers, she was not there.
Yes, but that was one...
That was 3 episodes.
Was that 3? Because, hold on. She wasn't in the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
Then the next episode where she wasn't there...
The next episode focused them entirely in the sewers. That was Eat Your Boyfriend to Achieve Peace, and when Ronaldo gets put into the fray. And the next episode is dealing with the Mad Doctor, and them jumping into the void, and then it kind of ends at the end of that.
So there would be 4 that she isn't there for then, because the backstory episode.
That's a
But
good
still,
chunk that she's missing from the time that she is introduced in episode 2. Like, she's just not there for that arc.
It's just... Naijimi just doesn't feel like a main character to me.
It's...
Like I said, it's Tadano and Komi that actively are progressing the plot along. Hell, even Komi more than Tadano at times.
But they wouldn't be getting anywhere if it wasn't for Najimi introducing them to all these people.
Yes,
and, like, giving background and stuff.
Yes, but they're the ones making the headway. Like, Naijimi provides them the means, but he doesn't go out and do it for them. Or they don't, sorry.
But I don't see how that makes them any less of a side character, any less of a main. They're so important to the plot, I don't see how they're not a main.
Yeah, and he definitely, like, reacts to everything that they're reacting to. He's right there getting the same, like, reactions to stuff.
Just because you're a side character doesn't mean you aren't important to the plot. Jean is very important to the plot, and she's a side character.
Jean's not that important to the plot. At least where we're at, she's not that important. She's important to certain arcs, but not to the major overarching plot as a whole right now.
I feel like in that one it has, like, multiple plots focusing on multiple people, though.
As far as it goes, at least to me, the main plot of Vanitas so far revolves around Vanitas himself. And Jian is a very big part of Vanitas' both character and development.
I don't know. This is like the 5th time we've argued about it, and it's gone on for like 15 minutes.
Yeah. This is all semantics, basically.
It is. And, like, I wish we could just wave it, but we can't because we have a fucking award centered around it. And that just makes everything so fucking irritating.
If we really have to like make a judgment, we can consult the Mal.
Nah, fucking I don't want to argue with you. If you want to call Najima a side character, you can call them a fucking side character.
But wait, Beep, you said that before, and when we tried to do that last week, it was with Saki, and it called Saki a main, but yeah, we put her out as a side character.
And when I said
because it went your way. We're only doing this because it went your way.
We're doing it to each other.
How?
The only reason I consulted the Mal is because you guys consulted the Mal last time with Saki.
And we ignored it, and she got put in the best side character category.
You know what? Both of you shut. It's time for a card.
We haven't even talked about the episode yet.
You know what? Let's just cut this part. This has been an inane conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So just...
I mean, I'm having fun.
This is the 5th time we've talked about this.
We do need to move on.
Like, we haven't even talked about the actual episode of Komi-San yet. So, like, we either cut this and talk about the actual episode, or here's where we make cards.
Let's cut this and talk about the actual episode.
Alright.
We can figure out the side character thing later.
Starting fresh. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, and welcome back. So in Komi-san Can't Communicate, episode 5, pink-haired girl battles Komi in another duel and loses, but stays determined to be Komi's rival. The main gang hang out at Komi's house, while Agiri takes them all for ramen. Then a Chifubu tries to make a blood pact with Komi, while Naijimi reveals Tadano's past. Then, Komi and Chifubu girl become friends after doing gymnastics.
Yeah, I looked it up, and apparently it's pronounced Chunibyo.
Chunibyo, there we go.
Not even gonna attempt.
Fucking, just call them Edgelord, because that's literally what they are.
Edgelord, eternal LARPers.
Like I said, it's like the on all levels except physical, I am Wolf.
See, I actually really liked this character.
Yeah. Like, they were the appropriate...
Fun.
She was the appropriate amount of cringe.
Oh,
yes.
yeah. Like, and just Komi playing along with it was so sweet.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
could tell it was just she genuinely did not know. She didn't realize how cringe this was. She was just genuinely curious.
She just like
Honestly, I'm starting to suspect that maybe Komi is like autistic or something. Like it kind of feels like that to me, where it's like she doesn't get certain like social cues, or like she doesn't get where she doesn't see things the way that certain other people do. Maybe it's because she doesn't have the context, but like yeah, she's just pure and innocent, and I love her so much.
Yeah, it could be that. It could be another aspect of the communication disorder.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that's just like if the communication disorder is just like an aspect of being being autistic or something.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, like I don't know anything about it, but like I don't know, is autism considered to be a communication disorder?
I have autism, and I fucking have that so badly. I've kind of gotten better about that kind of stuff, but like, for instance, like that's one of the reasons why I don't have many like IRL friends. Is I'm just bad at people.
Yeah.
I'm not like that. I'm not like full on Komi level, but I am. I suck. I suck at people.
Fair.
Yeah. It's
Also, I can entirely feel the fucking Chunibyo girl, because like I have been this level of cringe before.
yeah. I think
I'm
we
still
all
that
have
level of cringe.
Yeah.
I'm still that level of cringe. I just accept it.
the just like yeah no I was that cringe. Yep. No.
We've all been there.
Poor even Tadano felt that. God, I fucking that segment was so good.
Fucking Dajimi saying, "Oh yeah, Tanado used to be like that," and then him just like fucking having a heart attack and dying mid class.
I love like he confessed to the girl. I mean, you're kind of pathetic. All right, I'm just gonna be normal. Just gonna make my way through school. It's just like, oh, poor guy.
Crushing reality set in.
Fucking callbacks to the lady from the first episode of Vampire Dies.
Oh. Poor Tadano. Like, every segment in this episode was just nice. I'm so happy we moved away from Yandere Girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got like 5 seconds of her being creepy and then just immediately moves away.
Glad she is gonna be gone and to the side as far away from everyone else as she possibly can.
Yes, so now I can watch the fucking show again because she's not in it.
Hell yeah. I also still really like pink-haired girl.
Yeah!
Yeah, I looked up her name. Apparently her name is Yadano.
I loved I love she's in her own bubble just being like, "You are my rival."
Yeah, it's so good. Oh.
That is never going to get old, I think, is the like Komi says nothing and people just read into her saying nothing with whatever they interpret.
I think
also,
I honestly think that's how she's gotten by most of the time. She just like gets by on her good looks and people being like, "No, I understand perfectly. Don't worry, I'm good."
You don't understand a goddamn thing.
God, just... Naijimi continues to be one of my favorite characters from the show, because when they were in her house, alright, there's 2 things that you want to hide in a house. And I was like, oh, he's going for panties, isn't he? Or, they're going for panties, aren't they? Then he reaches under the bed, pulls up magazines, aha! Oh, how to communicate with people.
And she's just like, no! Also, her mom just being like pure MILF mode, and she's just like, no! She's just mega embarrassed by her mom.
Her mom being the eternal 17-year-old. What the fuck?
I liked seeing her family.
And the cool mom.
Komi definitely didn't get her personality from her mom, though.
Yeah. I have to
a,
wonder where she got that from.
I have a feeling it comes from her dad.
Maybe.
Or it's just like a weird genetic brain thing.
Yeah, maybe. Even the ramen segment was nice. It wasn't particularly funny, but it was some nice fluff to watch.
Yeah, this episode was cute.
I was kind of expecting them to do the thing with the Starbucks again, where it's like the dude at the counter reads into Komi is like, "I know exactly what you want," and gives her something completely wrong. But no, he got it this time.
Yeah, I guess they didn't want to do that again because it would just get old.
So we get to see Agiri not being fucking creepy.
Yeah. We went on her other parts of her personality and not her trying to be Komi's sex slave or whatever.
Dog. Literally her dog.
Mm-hmm.
Which is implied to be basically her sex slave.
Mm-hmm.
There was one joke I found funny. First rule of ramen, no talking! What?
Yeah. Yes, Komi can do this perfectly.
Perfect scenario.
Yeah.
Probably why she wanted to go back.
Yeah. See, it's subtle little things like that I think make the show.
Yeah. And then at the end there, in that end scene where they're walking home, you know she was the one who stole his umbrella.
No, I think Naijimi stole it, but I think Komi...
Naijimi's a little gremlin, but Komi was definitely waiting for him.
Yes.
I think probably Najima told Komi that she was gonna do it, and then Komi was just like, yes.
I just imagine Naijimi sitting there. Oh, them kids gonna go home and do some lewd hand-holding, takes the umbrella.
Yeah, they got the fucking smug-ass face as they write the note and just put it on, steal umbrella. Haha.
Phantom thief. Oh.
God, I love that.
Oh god, keep him away from children, they're a Persona fan!
Oh no! Are we ready for cards?
Yes.
Sure.
I'm gonna say fuck.
I'm gonna fuck the show too. It's really nice.
Yeah, like I said, now that it's being less like awkwardly creepy, I can actually watch it now. Hooray.
We are out of Phantom Blood, now in Battle Tendency.
Last bit hasn't been Phantom Blood levels of bad.
Right.
It's been good. It's been real good.
Okay, we're out of Stardust Crusaders. Does that work better?
I'd say we're out of Diamond and into Golden Wind.
Fair enough. Alrighty. That is a trifecta for Komi-San, episode 5. Let's move on to My Senpai is Annoying, episode 5. It's Valentine's Day, and everyone begins preparations. Kazuma sees Sakurai with her little brother and assumes it's a boyfriend, while Igarashi makes sweets for Takeda. Everyone exchanges sweets, but Kazuma is sad until Sakurai gives him her heartfelt chocolate. That sounds a lot different than what I intended, but okay. Poor Kazuma, man. I felt so bad for him.
He was so sad. The most emotion I have ever seen from this man ever. Also,
this dude is just trying to get drunk off of green tea on the stairwell.
One little note on the subject of emotion. I do love how, like, when it's said that he has this giant grin on his face, you never actually see that. It's implied by her reaction.
I felt him on a spiritual level when he was sitting there in the photocopier, letting them all slide back. The same girl keeps running into him and just like, whoa, walking away.
Eh. Also, that guy that kept like being creeping on Sakurai, I now fully ship him with Vodka Lady.
Oh, I do too.
What the fuck happened with her? How the hell do you make chocolate with vodka?
I mean, I guess it's the same way that you like fill chocolates with other alcohol.
Oh, like that. Okay.
It probably had cream on the inside. That's probably where the alcohol was.
Yeah, vodka cream.
Which, that implies that it was real vodka and not water!
Yeah. He's just like, nah, fine. Don't worry about it. It's just water.
I still don't care for the actual relationship the show is trying to focus on, though.
And it seems you're not the only one, as a poll came out recently on a certain website. I don't remember what it was called. It's like animepolls.com or something. Of the best couples of the season. And black-haired boy and black-haired girl fucking blew the main couple out of the water. They're like number 4, and like Igarashi and the other dude is like number 10.
Yeah, I will say it kind of takes all of the fun out of it when you know canonically they are going to bang at some point. You're just like waiting for it to happen, and it just keeps dragging on.
Yeah, like
you know it's gonna fucking happen, but it still tries to play the will they won't they. It's
cringy to a point. Like, I do not like Igarashi as a main character. Like, at this point, I found her to be insufferable. At this point, where
she's being a little bit less of a tsundere now, but yeah.
It's gotten too much for me. I don't like her at all. Like, every time it's like, you know, one of the girls say, "Ooh, do you like the Takata Senpai?" And she's like, No, I don't. And it's like, we fucking know. This has been what you've been showing us the past hours worth of content. Move on to something else, please.
Yeah, and it's been established. It's already established that like they have a casual friendship at this point. She could be just like, she literally could just be like, nah, he's just my friend.
But I mean, she has a terrible poker face, so like everyone can tell.
She also has a tendency to like massively overread into everything.
Because this is such a common thing when it comes to like upperclassmen or like senior workers, I have to assume it's like a etiquette or like just social thing in Japan where you don't fall in love with your superiors. I have to assume that has to be it, because she's so fervently against it.
No, I don't think that. I think she's just a tsundere.
Yeah, she's just a tsundere.
I
mean, she just seems like the kind of character who just massively... She has this idea of what she wants people to think she's like, and she will massively like overread into anything that might be like messing with that view that people would have of her.
Yeah. She's got a serious image that she wants to uphold that she can't.
Yeah, she doesn't want anyone to... For one thing, she doesn't want anyone to think that she's like cute or sweet or anything like that at all.
But by the way, this is unrelated, but I love, because after this episode aired, I saw on Twitter someone post this, and it was the scene of Takada telling the kid that men shouldn't cry, and it just was captioned, "Man, I can't believe Takada is into toxic masculinity." It's just like, I get what the scene was supposed to show, but it's funny to take it that way.
Yeah, I feel like that's a lot of anime is it's just fucking beautiful to take shit out of context.
I gotta say though, I got really mad in this episode because of where I thought it was going. I thought they were gonna do the whole, like, okay, I didn't realize that the yellow-haired dude was a boy. I thought that was a girl, not gonna lie. No, just a pretty boy. Got it. So I thought that, like, she was going to hear, like, oh, she's meeting up with someone special, and it's gonna be Takada. And we're gonna have that thing where she's gonna be all, like, uppity because he has a girlfriend or whatever. I'm so glad they didn't go there and they went the other route.
Yeah,
because that would have been super cringe.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so glad it's with the black-haired boy, because like he just sort of sat there and he looked dead in the eyes the whole time. When you know it would have been something god awfully cringy with fucking Igarashi.
Oh, just he goes home, tries to drink, misses his mouth, plays a fighting game, just does a certain combo over and over. It's just you feel so bad for the guy.
On that note, I feel like they reused the exact same footage from when Natsumi was playing the arcade game, but
yeah,
like whatever.
It was the exact same.
Oh. Yeah, I can kind of understand like reusing footage like that because no one's really gonna be paying attention to that, and it saves you the time from like reanimating a new scene.
Yeah.
Speaking of Natsumi, as much as I want her to just be like a little cock gremlin, I do expect fully at some point she has a boyfriend that's just gonna come over.
Fucking cock gremlin.
As much as I want my slut representation, I don't think that's gonna happen, unfortunately.
As much as I would love a romantic but definitely still sexual representation, I agree with you.
Yeah. Do we have anything else to say about this episode?
Really, it was. I mean, I did like that we were getting a little bit more like backstory to Chief because I still like that guy. I like him. I want to see more of this man's.
I'd hesitate to call it backstory. We learn a facet of his character.
Well, yeah, we get a little bit more character development. That's the words I was going to use. Character development.
Yeah. If we're ready for cards, mind if I go first?
Yeah.
Alrighty. I'm gonna fuck it. I want to see more of Kazuma and Sakurai. They carried this episode for me.
Yeah, I'll say fuck too. It's like I said, it's definitely not like the best show, but it's not bad.
I can't believe this took it back from I can't believe it came back from a triple knife. I mean, I'm gonna kill it because God, I don't like Igarashi. Not Igarashi, pink-haired girl. Wait, no. I don't remember who any of the characters are there, so fucking bland.
Igarashi's main girl, Takada's main boy.
Okay, I was right then. I don't like Igarashi, and I know that's going to be the main focus. I just don't care. I just really don't care, and I'd rather not watch this. I'm going to kill it.
That's fair. That is a double fuck and a kill for My Senpai is Annoying, episode 5. Let's move
so
on
mad this came back. I'm so mad this came back and survived the wheel.
I mean, you could do like I did and just like not watch anymore if you're really uncomfy with it.
Oh, I'm not uncomfortable with it. I just don't like it. That is no excuse for me to stop watching.
Yeah, if I have to watch Kuma Bear. But yes, Sakugan, episode 5. Memempu and Gagumber are taken to the God of Wind, an underground facility spreading wind all throughout the labyrinth. To protect the forest and preventing some things from being lost, they do their best to fix it, and learning a key part of Ururop's map in the process. Eventually, solving the problem and saving the God of Wind. I have mixed feelings about this episode.
Yeah, it feels like it was the like worst episode thus far because there was like, for one thing, it kept setting up like major threats, and then it just kind of
What?
Like, for one thing, she gets literal like the animus, which is implied to be like basically battery acid, poured onto her directly, and then she's just okay.
Yeah, that was a bit like,
yeah.
Why? Like, that was so unnecessary. Like, oh, she's getting bathed. Okay, she's gonna survive because of her thing. Like, I would have preferred it if, like, the birds got melted in her hands and she was just like, oh, fuck, oh, fuck, oh, fuck. Instead of this whole fake out, is she alive, is she dead? Because we know she's alive.
Yeah.
She's one of the mains.
And if she was gonna be alive, at least what they could have done was they could have dragged out that scene where Gagumber thinks she's dead just a little longer. I wanted to see that emotion of him actually like caring about her like that.
It
like,
was the
him being fucking devastated.
It was the climax to this dangerous situation we were in, and we got no emotion from it besides like some mild, "Ooh, is she alive? Is she dead?" which we all know is.
Yeah, they even
alive.
had the thing where he sinks to his knees and everything, and it was the perfect setup for that, and then you just didn't follow through, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
Why?
Like,
why you gotta blue ball me like that?
This episode was a lot of world building without a whole lot of substance, I felt.
Yeah, it was like nothing was happening. It was like exposition the episode. Nothing happened, and then all of a sudden things did happen, but then just nah.
Well, things happened. It's just... I don't know. Limus, why don't you give us your thoughts? I think I heard you trying to say something.
I love the world building. Like, I love that it's setting up that, okay, yeah, something fucked up happened to us a while ago. We got this, like, weird stone dome over us. And, like, but we knew it was going to come, and we built technology in order to sustain both us and, like, nature itself. And that it's all going into disrepair and stuff like that. That sounds cool. Like, a little bit more substance in this episode would have been great. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, I love the world building, but it felt like such a slow episode because it was nothing but world building. And Younger getting ignored.
Yeah, I think I realized what I didn't like what I'm not enjoying about these past two episodes. It feels like they're moving away from the plot. Because the plot is supposed to be, go find this location in your big stompy robot. And we're taking detours, yes. But we've been in the same colony for a little bit now. Like, and it's implied that there's still a bunch more to go through, so it just... I'm concerned that it feels like they're dilly-dallying when we are on there are only 7 episodes left, which, well, a lot. I don't know, I'm just...
This is getting a second season. Like, not confirmed, but I'm pretty sure it's getting a second season.
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing about a journey show like this, is that you can take as many detours as you want because we don't know exactly how long they need to go. Mm-hmm. We're just following Ururop's map and going from place to place and getting into trouble and learning more about the world, and that's all I really want, to be honest. Like, the plot is always going to be moving on in the background. Episode to episode is going to be, what situations do we get ourselves in this time? And currently, right now, we are paying off what was set up in the end of the last episode. Mm-hmm. Where with this dude, we are getting more characterization with him, and yeah, he's definitely going to be more of a character here on out, I think.
Yeah, I didn't hate this episode. Like, it's my least favorite episode so far, but I still liked it. The world building was nice and cool to see. It's just, I wish we had a little bit more substance to what was happening, because, like, the conflict of the episode was them figuring out Ururop's map. But other than, like, the goop, there was no real force of opposition in this episode.
There was one thing where they repaired the machine, which was the most intense turning of a valve that I have ever seen in my life.
Yeah, but even then, the force of opposition there was still the goop. It was just, keeping it from bursting out. And Memempu's super smart. We already know she's going to be able to fix it.
But I felt like, okay, the actual force of opposition in this episode felt like it was the machine itself. Like, this is ancient technology that we don't even know about, that we're fighting against. Like, they called it a temple, and it's basically like an old, like, archaeologist going through an old temple, basically. It's all the stuff that was built to try to keep it sustained working against them. And I thought that was cool. It could have shown a bit more, and yes. Yeah, I could have shown a bit more, but I was fine with what we got, because we did get some characterization, and I feel like there's something else going on with this one bureaucrat dude.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. I like what we got from him.
One little question I have on the world building. How the fuck do they have trees and sunlight underground?
Well, it seems like that they definitely get fed by some sun that leaks through the cracks, and it's enough sun that they can grow.
But, like, why are they underground if it's implied that, like, why are they underground if there are, like, holes that can stick up to where the sunlight is, and it doesn't let in whatever the fuck is keeping them underground.
Well, I'm assuming it's not, like, the hole is big enough to where light peeks through enough to sustain this forest, but it's probably, like, only the size of a ravine. And we also don't know what happened above ground. It could be anything from a major drought to maybe there's, like, this gargantuan kaiju living up there. We don't know.
Yeah, I think it's going to get explained once we get to the end of this.
Radioactive wasteland up there, but I guess not.
Yeah, who knows? We don't know at this point. We don't have enough information.
Yeah. Like, I thought it was really cool that they revered this quote-unquote temple and even called it the God of Wind. Like there was a lot of cool world building in this episode. It felt like this episode was all world building. Whereas, okay, this is a good way to explain it. Last episode was all action while introducing a character, whereas this episode was cementing another character, and it was all world building.
Yeah. And I think that you should definitely, like, think of it more like, yeah, we're gonna have more episodes like this more often, because, like, I feel like these sort of shows that focus on a journey are very much like that, where it's, like, episodic. Like, think of it like Pokemon. You know, every episode, we get that a little bit of forward momentum, but we're going to be dealing with something else different about the world and the current region that we're in.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, I can like that stuff. Like, in Gurren Lagann, I loved that. But the thing is, in something like Gurren Lagann, there were villains that were always, like, opposing the party. Like, that one dude would come by every few episodes. Like, the guy with the sharp teeth, what the fuck's his name? He teamed up with the heroes at the last bit. What's his name?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The wolf dude, the rival for the first half.
Yeah,
I don't think that the show needs it. Like, I honestly think that dealing with the character's own faults on top of the perilous situations that they get themselves in is fine enough for me. Like, I don't need a solid mustache twirling villain in this.
I don't need that either. I guess what I'm saying is I want a little bit more of a balance between the action and exposition is kind of what I'm saying. Because episode 1, 2, and 3 were perfect about that.
Fair.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, now I see where you're coming from. Definitely.
Yeah, all I'm saying is I really, really want there to be, like, more building on, like, showing Gagumber actually caring about her and being worried about her.
Yeah.
Like, she may have god tier level plot exposition armor, but he doesn't know that.
Yeah, like, that scene should absolutely have been about, like, her realizing I got these birds killed from how she, from her actions.
Yeah,
or it should have been, it should have been that, or it should have been Gagumber being like, oh fuck, I just got my child killed. Oh fuck. Instead of a fake out that lasts all of, like, less than a minute.
Yes, like I said, it was such a good setup. They even had him fall to his knees like that, and then you just emotionally blue-balled me.
Well, okay, I do want to say, I actually think it did pay off in that way, because we had the moment with the bureaucrat and Gagumber, where he was like, you know, it's gonna be dangerous. I don't think a kid should be out there doing this. And he's like, yeah, but she's got her heart set on it. That's why I'm going with her. Like, I really like that scene, because Gagumber finally found someone who understood where he was coming from. Because before this, we have just seen person after person shitting on Gagumber, being like, let your kid be a marker. Come on, coward.
I understand what you're talking about, but it just doesn't feel the same.
Yeah.
Then we have this bureaucrat coming in who's probably seen and dealt with a lot of fucking death reports from these markers, going, yeah, no, I understand how dangerous this is. Are you sure you want your kid doing this? And just having Gagumber finally, like, admit, like, or not finally admit, but, like, cement, like, I know I'm not giving up on my duties as a father, but I also know this is something she's gonna do, so that's why I'm gonna be here to protect her. I like that scene.
And, yeah, I agree with you. It's just, it felt like, in the language of, like, filmmaking and stuff like that, like, that scene didn't feel like it was too terribly important.
Yeah, I felt like it was kind of just like attempting to smooth over that part.
Yeah.
I think it would have been more effective if it wasn't for the fake out. Like, I don't think the fake out should have led to anything else. I think the fake out shouldn't have happened.
I think it's the opposite. They should have gotten rid of that part, or like maybe keep that part, but just make that part
mean
not
something.
a fake out. Yeah, make that part not a fake out and have it actually have some fucking weight.
The reason why I think the fake out just shouldn't have been there is because we've already kind of gotten the kind of scene that you're mentioning when Gagumber saved Memempu from underground. Like, we got that scene of like, no, he really cares about his daughter. Granted, he wasn't breaking down and crying, but that's not necessarily in Gagumber's character.
Well, both similar. I think both would have well similar in context. I think both would have had different emotions come across, like different, more intense emotions in that scene. Like, I don't know. I still think it would have been better, like, hell, if, like, you know, the birds got wasted. And, like, that would have called back upon the fact that we kept setting up that, talking about, like, the circle of life and shit like that. And her learning the hard way that sometimes shit just dies and there's nothing you can do to stop it.
And the fact that the guy literally says right before that happens, like, this stuff is basically deadly, don't go anywhere near it. And then she's fine, and the birds that didn't even fucking have a like suit at all that are fine. Their nest is fine.
Well, remember, so I remember I was confused when I first watched this too. I'd watched a couple other times to understand what happened. The suit protected her. Tony protected the birds.
What the fuck is Tony made out of? What the hell is Tony?
He's the mascot plushie character.
What? This little mascot plushie is canonically God. I am deciding it.
He's like John, but different.
Like, this fucking plushie. She built this plushie to be Batman's fucking utility belt. What the fuck?
I mean,
it is a literal Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah!
Hell, she's 9. I wouldn't doubt it if she made Tony to be a Marker's helper. I wouldn't fucking doubt it.
Totally.
Fuck, that's something to think about now.
Alright. I guess I should also say something. Like, I really did like this episode. Like, these problems definitely did only show up when I started to talk about it with you guys and started to think about it a little bit more. So, like, I think on your average person's watch through, where it's like a binge through, this episode wouldn't have been as, you know, the episode wouldn't have been as bad as we are making it out to be on a watch through, where it's like, okay, cool, that episode was fine, moving on to the next.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. It's probably at least part of it is that, like, I've hyped it up so much in my head, and then on an episode where it fails to live up to the standards I've set for it, I'm just like,
Yeah.
You're waiting week in and week out. You're waiting throughout the week to try to find the next episode of it, and it's a little bit of a down episode, so you get a bit harsh on it.
Yeah, and it's the same thing as what happened last episode, and honestly, if last episode was better, I might not even be as hard on this episode, because it's just having, at least for me, the 2 down episodes in a row, it just hits me right in the feels, like, damn, I watched the preview. It looks like we're going to get some fun stuff next episode, though. I'm really excited to see next episode.
Uh-oh. Like, Meep, I'm going to be honest with you, I feel like this is the direction that the show is going to go. I don't think you're going to like the show the rest of the way. I think this is going to be a massive falling off for you, because this seems like where it's going to go.
Well, what I want is for there to be a little bit more action, kind of like how episode 3 was. Like, I don't necessarily need fighting, but I want a little bit more octane action, because that's what the first 3
a little bit
episodes
more
were.
plot.
Not even necessarily plot. If there was just a little bit more action in this episode, I would have been fine. I'm waiting for the next 2 side characters to actually be a part of the main group. I really want to see Zach Leto more. I really want to see who this red-haired girl or femboy is. Like I'm really thrilled to see more of this. Like, I still like this show. It's not like it went from a 8 out of 10 to a 6 out of 10. It went from a 8 out of 10 to a 7. Like, not even necessarily overall, just these 2 episodes. Like I still like them. It's just quality shift and all that.
Yeah, fair enough.
Are we ready for cards?
Yeah, I'm gonna still say fuck.
I'm gonna fuck it. I love the show. I'm down to see it to the very end. Like, I love this journey format that they're going for. Like, there's gonna be some down episodes, and yeah.
Yeah, this wasn't exactly the best. This wasn't exactly the best episode, but it's still not bad enough for me to not watch the show.
I don't even think it's really bad, or even like. Yeah, I don't even think it's a bad episode. I just think it's not to the height that we're trying to go for, that we're looking for, I guess.
It's not a bad episode, it just didn't live up to the expectations that 1, 2, and 3 set for me.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
But the first 3 are always going to be the better ones, though, because that's where most of the budget goes. So
yeah, it's where most of the budget goes.
I feel like we should. I feel like we should reset our opinion, reset our view on this then.
Well, knowing the reason why doesn't make it any less like not letting down, but like I still feel the same way about the episode. I just know why and can give a little bit more leeway. Like I said, I didn't hate it. It's just it didn't live up to what the first 3 were for me, but I'm still gonna fuck it. Like, in no way were these bad episodes. They're just not what I was looking for, and I had mixed feelings. But
And I think those mixed feelings are going to go more towards the bad in later episodes. I feel like I'm going to be fighting you guys with this show like you fought with Vivi's Meep. It started off good with Vivi's, and then it slowly got worse. I'm expecting this to happen here. I'm going to be on the front lines defending this.
From episode 1, I was being attacked on that show. You can't compare. It's episode 5.
I'm saying it's gonna get worse. I think it's gonna get worse for you later on. This is my prediction.
That is a trifecta for Sakugan, episode 5. The Faraway Paladin, episode 5.
Oh wait,
William.
Wait, sorry. Is it okay if we just take a quick little break first?
Sure thing. Hello, and welcome back to FMK Anime. Let's move on to The Faraway Paladin, episode 5. William barely makes it in time to see the Earth Mother Mater protecting Mary. With the help of Gus, Gracefield, and Blood, William uses Overeater to vanquish Stagnate's echo, with Stagnate declaring that he will get his revenge. However, because they lost their attachment, Mary and Blood still pass away. However, Gus does survive, and Will sets out into the world, taking the last name, Mary Blood. Fuck episode, you guys, it hit all the right spots.
The fucking wombo combo killing God when you're barely a day over adulthood. Holy shit.
Yeah,
the
that
fucking
was a
wombo combo.
Beautiful fight scene.
Yes, just like everyone got a little bit to shine to help Will to land the killing blow.
Yeah.
So good.
It was so good because God, Mater came in with the folding chair. Blood, Gracefield giving him his paladin abilities. Gus, God, it's so good.
Ah.
I love that it didn't just have Will fighting Stagnate, because I wouldn't have been able to buy the victory if it was just Will. But he had everyone helping him, which does a good job to set up Stagnate as still a threat. Because all of these people, these amazing, powerful people, had to come together to beat his echo. Not his physical body, one of 2 echoes.
Mm-hmm.
It does a good job to set up the villain, set up the journey, without making the villain seem like a bitch.
Yeah. Like, if it would have, like, been, like, Stagnate kills Mary and Blood, and then, Will solos him, it would have, it would have made him feel way too powerful. and I would have bitched him out. But the fact that it was like, oh, it took 3 legendary heroes and their progeny to beat him and seal him away for another 10 years.
Yeah, and literal God to beat, like, the fake version of him.
Yeah. Great feel. And I just gotta say, like, I appreciate this show so much and its pacing. We are on episode 5, and the journey has finally begun.
Yeah.
Perfect. Like, I am so attached to Will now.
Yeah, and that after credits scene was such a gut punch. After Mary and Blood finally told Will that they were gonna die, I was bawling, man.
Yeah.
I was fucking crying. And then you see as their souls leave their body, they're what they looked like when they were alive, and I could feel the tears just burst from my eyes, like, oh.
They are at peace.
Yeah.
He accepts death. That's a big part of, like, his growing as a person, and it's established that it actually matters that he accepts death as a thing that happens.
It's like, I didn't think about this before, but Grace feels a god of, like, cycles. She accepts both life and death. So yeah, of course, it makes sense that she'd be like, hey, you undead who've lived forever, your time's up. You gotta come with me. I don't care that, like, you're helping out one of my paladins. Like, you gotta come. Yeah, I'll give you fucking time to sit down and say your goodbyes, and I'll let Gus stay and, like, watch over the seal, but it's by law. You gotta come. I like that they didn't just get to walk off scot-free.
I absolutely loved William's power play of, if I hit them with the divine light, it'll bring them back into the cycle, and Stagnate can't allow that, and Stagnate jumps in front of it. I loved that.
Yes, and it's implied that, like, he was expecting him to do that. Like, he was thinking 4D chess moves.
The mind chess in this episode in that one little fight was great.
This show is so underrated. I don't understand how it's only at a 7.41 right now.
It's because it keeps getting fucking compared to another show that's already out, Jobless Reincarnation. And Jobless is beloved right now, and everyone's watching that, so they'd be like, why should we watch something else that's similar? Yeah, it's so sad that this is getting overlooked.
Yeah, it's really fucking good.
Yeah, I love the feeling of this world too, because it is such a traditional D&D world. They have halflings.
It's your traditional D&D world. Traditional Tolkien style, but it's post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, it's so cool. And just everything this episode was great. Will setting out on his journey with Gus saying his goodbye and being like, well, what about the money, Grandpa? Ah, fine, you useless grandson. Throws the money his way.
Go stimulate the economy.
I
literally have no use for this. I am a ghost.
I love Will's relationship with Blood. Or, not Blood, with, well, I love his relationship with Blood, too, but I love his relationship with Gus.
Yeah. All of them. I still say I love all of them, and I love how all of them are very distinct characters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Blood is still probably my favorite, just because he is big, unga-bunga dumbass. But,
yeah.
God, I love... Oh, the after credits was so good. You're not coming. Well, if I don't come, then I'm gonna kill myself on the spot. What? Just... It's so good.
He literally just uses that as a fucking threat.
I'm holding myself hostage against you. You have to take me along.
I hereby kidnap myself, and I'm taking the ship with me!
And then they're just talking, like, if we have a son, we'll name him William, as in the helmet of Will. I want to imagine after it cuts, they talk about what they do if they had a daughter.
Okay, I admit, I wasn't that much of a fan of the end credit scene, because they happen to be standing exactly where they're going to end up later. And they're talking about exactly what happens in the future. Where it's going to happen. It's just so on the nose. It felt really cheesy to me.
I liked about it, though. I think those characters...
you can have a bit of cheese sometimes.
Yeah.
As a treat.
Like, the characters themselves are a bit cheesy at times. I thought it was on point.
I just thought it was too on the nose. Like, the fact that they were standing right where they're going to spend the rest of their lives with their child. They happen to be talking about what they want to do with their future life.
That might also be why they chose that location to guard the seal.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I gotta say, I'm gonna make a, like, just a wish fulfillment kind of prediction kind of thing. Just something I wish would end up happening. Like, given the fact that there's the whole cycle of death and rebirth, I would really love it if, like, the two of them actually end up coming back later on as, like, his children.
Low key, I want them to be reborn into his old world.
And they're just like, oh god, this sucks.
My official assumption of what the series of events was after they got undeaded by Stagnate and had to choose a place to watch over the High King seal. This is my assumption. I'm assuming Blood was like, well, why don't we get married where we made that promise now that we have the second chance, and that's where they decided to spend their life. That's where my assumption lies.
Fair. It was just too on the nose for me. But everything else that happened before that, seeing them both in their prime pre-undead was great. Like, and their banter then. It was great.
See,
a part of me wanted to see Gus as human, but then I realized it'd just be him with normal skin and legs.
Oh, I think we're going to get to see that later. I think Gus is going to be very important later on. I'm certain of it.
Maybe.
Because he's the Grand Sage, this person who was incredibly famous. I have to imagine he's going to be very important.
Yeah.
Like, this episode was just so good.
Yeah. The show keeps hitting. It does not miss.
Very strong contender for episode of the season for me so far.
Yeah. It, like I keep saying, it's all that build-up we got over these last 5 episodes. Like, it felt like, if this is D&D, this feels like a session 0 or like someone writing their backstory. This is the backstory of the Will character. And now that we're off on a journey, I'm guessing that we're going to be starting collecting more party members, like the people who are actually in the opening, more than like a couple seconds.
Yeah. The send-off they all got was beautiful as well. Just them talking about dying. Gus shows up. Am I interrupting something?
Yeah, it's just so cute. Like, he is sad. You can still tell he's sad, but he accepts that they'll be gone, and he wants to give them a happy goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
It was such a sweet episode. Are we ready for cards?
Yes.
It's no surprise.
I am never going to not fuck this show.
Yeah, fuck. Say it at this. Let's all say it together. Try fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see it dying. It'd have to fall off super fucking hard, but it could die. I'm not giving anything a free pass because of the first 5 episodes.
I'm gonna say I'm fully expecting that I'm gonna end up marrying this show at the end.
Like, if the show ends up dying anyways, these first 5 episodes are fucking great and stand alone perfectly fine anyway.
But yeah, like you said, it is going to have to do something horribly bad for me to not fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
So, little factoid I wanted to bring up, because the anime itself is following the light novel. The anime itself is following the light novel, but there's a little difference between the light novel and the manga. In the manga, Stagnate is a girl.
Weird.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah. I just wanted to mention it because her design looks fucking rad in the manga. me.
Oh, and also, by the way, we still don't have an episode count for this. And also, by the way, the light novel has been ongoing since 2016.
Oh, jeez.
I'm not saying this is going to be a 3-core series, but I kind of hope it's going to be a 3-core series.
Oh shit! I'm actually looking at what you were talking about, dude, and yeah, you're right. She looks fucking beautiful.
Let's figure this out. Wonder why that happened.
That is a trifecta for the Faraway Paladin, episode 5. Let's move on to Mieruko-Chan, episode 6. An extremely powerful spirit begins haunting Hana and only gets stronger when she enters a haunted location. Miko takes her to a shrine where they pray and 2 godly beings injure the monster, but it kills them, and when all hope seems lost, a bigger one kills it, and before it leaves, tells Miko 3 times. Boys, we're finally getting some plot!
Yeah. Yeah, I was fully expecting that I was going to go out of my way to kill this one this time, and then it actually does something.
How dare this show actually do a good episode?
Yeah.
Dude,
yeah, I'm pretty
the
sure
things that helped her out, those gods that helped her out, their designs were so fucking cool.
Yeah,
it was rad.
The fact that they were like almost speaking but not speaking.
Yeah.
There was like no fan service this episode too.
There was a little bit.
There was a little bit of like establishing there were a couple of boob shots of Hana, and the fact that the big ghost was literally using her titties as a grill.
No, one of the times he threw it on her chest, yes, but the other he threw it on her back. Or was it her cheek?
I think she kind of just held the ghost up to her.
I also think it's really rad that when her spirit gets depleted, she gets hungry. It explains that.
Yeah. So
her high metabolism has a spiritual meaning.
All the time. Now we finally get an establishing like understanding of why she's hungry all the time but doesn't get fat. It's all going to her aura. She is spiritually obese.
Yeah. And that would happen to Hana if she walked through a ghost. The ghost would probably fucking die, and then she'd go to McDonald's.
And here's the thing. As good as the last bit of this episode was, with like expanding the world a little bit more, and showing like good ghosts and stuff like that, and exploring the world, the first part of this episode devalues the plot points that have happened in the last few episodes by showing us that, in fact, guess what? Hana's immune! She is perfectly safe! Mieruko just has gone out of her way and put herself in danger for no fucking reason at all! And I think that makes the show so much worse!
I mean, Miko doesn't really know, and it's not like there was any plot going on before, it was just light plot.
And I feel like it's already been like heavily hinted at to the point of like almost being outright said that Hana is just like not like they even had the episode where the old lady physically says like she has this aura around her that makes her immune to the ghosts.
Yeah. And she still goes out of her way to try to save her for no reason and just puts her own life in danger.
Well, like I said, Miko doesn't know that. She can't see auras like the old lady can. She can only see the spirits.
But
did the old lady actually say it out loud, or did she?
No,
just,
she thought it. She thought it. Remember, because she was monologuing in her head.
It's just fucking frustrating. It's just so frustrating. Like, it was a cool scene at the end. Yes, it doesn't save the show for me because it's just going to be another one-off, and we're going to forget about this, and we're going to leave for later. And maybe the three times thing will show up later on. But I'm already fucking done with this show. Like, it is way too little, too late to be trying to pull things back at episode 6 for me. Yeah, no, I'm still not happy with way the show's going.
Yeah, that's fair, but I honestly, I have flipped around. I want to see where the hell this is going.
I really liked it. The introduction of the godly beings was cool. I like how that spirit was having a symbiotic relationship with Hana because it noticed her aura. It shows that the spirits are more than just mindless. The stronger ones seem to have some kind of intellect or even instincts to them.
Yeah, I do have to question though, why was that one? Was it just because that one was too powerful to get affected by her aura?
I think it's just that it didn't necessarily touch her all that often, other than like, you know, throwing the little men on her. It also could be because it was just super powerful.
Yeah, it took the big god. It took not just the little minions, but the big god for them to take it down.
Yeah.
Also, I'm pretty sure that haunted place that she went into was like the place where that ghost was from. I'm assuming so.
I don't necessarily think that. I think that scene was more to show that this spirit was definitely stronger than the other types, because it seemed to have protected Hana.
Huh.
Because all the other spirits that were in that place were inside of the big spirit's body when Miko saw her with it.
Okay, so she just, like, absorbed them.
Yeah, which begs the question, the big ones that eat the smaller spirits, are they absorbing their power too?
Yeah, maybe that's why it got so fucking powerful, is that it just, like, vored the other ghosts.
I'm just wondering how strong that spirit is that has the lineup of people walking into it.
Yeah. Hey, I'm doing podcast.
Yeah, the show...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I will fully say, if it pulls the horny shit again, I am going to kill it.
It's...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's... I don't know. The show is immensely frustrating. Like...
Yeah.
It has the fucking good ideas. The whole them take a picture in front of the one greater spirit eating the one was just... It looked really cool. That was cool.
I'm glad you got that as a screenshot.
But... God damn it! It lacks any sort of substance for me that's not like horny or Mieruko stares at a ghost and stuff. And guess what it does again? It does another scene where Miruko's obviously seeing a ghost, but we don't see it, and saves that for an end credits scene. Where the actual scene is shown at the end. Remember when she's shopping for cakes and she keeps looking over and we see nothing?
Oh yeah,
I
never saw the ending scene.
There was a ghost there on an end-setting scene. It's literally the same scene, but there's a ghost now. That's it. You miss nothing.
I might
I remember. He kept going, let me out. Let me out.
Yeah.
Let me out! I will admit, I hate that it did that again, but the let me out ghost was funny. I thought it was funny.
Let me in! Let me in!
It should have been in the fucking proper show and not at the end.
It should have. I completely agree. I'm not disputing that.
There was no reason to not to. There was no sort of tension or anything built by it. It was pointless. It was to have it. I guess it was to pad out because you have the same scene twice now, but now at the end, I don't know why they did it. Like it does feel like padding, honestly. They're trying to get their show run.
You don't necessarily need to pad this episode because this is the episode where we're finally getting shit happening.
I don't know.
Prediction. I think the spirit gave Mieruko some kind of power, and she can only use it 3 times.
Definitely.
A miracle, basically, I guess.
Some sort of miracle or something.
Are we ready for cards? I feel like there's not too much else to say about this episode.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like I said, surprisingly, I'm actually going to fuck this.
Now, Limus, are you gonna kill it?
I'm gonna kill it. I'm so sick that the show. Like, I'm sick of the show. I hate that it's got as much as it does. It needs to do more than what it is doing in order to be an engaging story for me.
Now, I both really liked this episode and don't want to watch more Ranking of Kings, so I'm gonna fuck it.
Fair enough. Like I said, I'm gonna keep watching that, but you guys don't have to.
Satisfied that I get to put the final nail in that coffin. Let it be said that I won't love a show just because of the studio making it. Because Wit Studio also did my favorite anime of all time.
What was that one?
Vivi.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just... Yeah.
Hey, I feel ya.
I get the meta play, man. Like, I don't want to watch that show again either, but, like, to be honest, I would have rather Mieruko-Chan died. Like, I'm so irritated that it's gotten this much of a chance from us.
It's not even meta play from me. I probably would have fucked it anyways, but just seeing the double kill on Ranking of Kings, I'm like, oh, I can put the final nail in this coffin.
Yeah. It's like...
Listen, I get you. Like, if I wasn't as... If I didn't like some of the previous episodes as much as I did, I definitely wouldn't have given as much of a chance, but it's frustrating. It's been 50-50. Some has been really good. Some has been really bad. It's just... This was a good episode, and I hope it's a sign of things to come from it.
I don't know. I honestly think that, like, if this lives to the end and it, like, gets its full episode run, man, this is the Lich of the series, of the season. It's gotta be. There's been multiple times when it's been up to die now.
Yeah, I highly doubt it's gonna live to the end, but I can see it, like, I could see it possibly getting 8 episodes, depending on what happens to Senpai and some of the other shows first.
Yeah, and like I said, the instant that it starts pulling that horny again, I'm fucking killing it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't care what you say.
Yeah.
But what if there's a time skip and then they're all 30?
Still no.
I believe I said this in the first episode, but the horny broke the tone it was going for.
Yeah, it's not necessarily the fact that they're, like, he who technically 18, or whatever. That part adds to the gross, but it's mainly the fact that it adds nothing to the plot. It actively detracts from the plot and the vibe. It just, like, stops itself in order to be like, ooh, look, boob.
Yeah, fair.
Goggle at this girl's ass, and the fact that you can see the outline of the panties through her pants. Don't forget, this is supposed to be a spooky show, by the way.
Yeah, it's...
I mean, to be fair, every good slasher flick has a horny moment where two dumb teenagers are about to bone
a moment, not, like, multiple fucking, like, half the fucking show.
True, and we're talking about slashers and not, like, slashers are upfront with what they're doing. It's horny teenagers, and the horny teenagers are going to be horny teenagers. These aren't horny teenagers. They're just regular regular high schoolers trying to live their lives. There's nothing horny about either of them. That's where that's where I draw the line. I love slashers. I love that trash.
Sometimes Hana is a little bit on the horny side, but not really.
Hana herself as a character isn't.
No.
Yeah, he's kind of like it has been established he has a thing for girls, but like he's not necessarily like the horny character.
Has it been established that she has a thing for girls? I don't remember.
I mean, in the first episode, I think it was actually in the second episode, she was talking about how hot the nurse was.
She said the nurse is beautiful, but
no, I'm pretty sure he actually like straight up said in the subtitles, "Man, that nurse is fucking sexy."
As someone who has grown up around a lot of people and a lot of women, that's, in my experience, that's just how some girls talk sometimes. Like, hell, one of my friend's girlfriends talks like that a lot. Like, she will turn to her boyfriend and go, "Oh, that chick's fucking hot," and he's like, "I know."
But isn't she bi?
I'm just gonna say that Hana is bi, because I want a headcanon on this.
Fair.
See, I am for sure Miko is at least bi or gay, because there are a few scenes where you can see where she's staring. They don't even hide it.
Oh, like, I think she's
ship
at
her.
least into dudes because, like, I don't think that her being into muscle dudes was just a thing that was brought up because of the ghost. I think that's something that's pre-established.
Oh, my headcanon is that she's into super, like, busty girly girls. But when it
And
comes
buff
to
dudes.
men, yeah, she's into big bar men, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna just say, because I really want this to be true, I'm going to headcanon on this as a bi for bi ship.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I think it would be super cute if Miko had a crush on Hana, and that's why she was going out of her way for her with the ghosts. I think that'd be super cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, if they have a relationship that's similar to, like, to the two girls in Kill la Kill, for Riku and the other girl, where it's like, you got the one, yeah, Mako, where it's like they just seem like good friends, and then at the end it's like, oh no, they totally had a thing for each other.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of people saying, like, they were getting mad at that one because it's like they were very clearly a ship, and then so many people are just like, no, they're just good friends. They're just gal pals.
And then at the final episode, come back, I'll give you a kiss. And it's like, oh, wait, no, those two are totally into each other.
Yes. Oh my god, this bitch is gay. Good for them.
And with that, for the first time in FMK anime history, all of the locks are fucking dead.
Yeah.
We chose poorly.
Hey, you can't win them all. You can't win them all.
I gotta say, I really wish I would have chose the cosmonaut vampire show instead.
The Russian space vampire anime.
I wish I would have done that instead. That was my other one that I wanted to lock because it sounded fucking wild, but I went with Deep Insanity for some godforsaken reason.
Hey, that one did seem like it had a good setup. It just didn't follow through.
It's the name and the concept. You saw it and you were like, oh, this sounds so up my alley, and it delivered on none of it.
This sounds so up my alley. Oh, it's really bad.
Then I picked Platinum End. Really good fucking premise, terrible execution. Although, so far it's got one of the stronger antagonists in it. I think Metro Polyman is one of the few things I actually liked about Platinum End. Just seems like a good villain.
Yeah.
Alrighty. With that, we are now on to the graveyard. Has anyone been watching anything?
No.
I haven't had time to watch anything.
Yeah, all of the stuff that has died thus far has been stuff that I never want to see again. The only thing that came back was something that you guys have been watching, but I haven't. But then I started watching it again.
So, I'm still watching Tact OP Destiny. It has finally hooked me. It added a new character that seems like she's gonna join the main ensemble at some point. Her name is Valkyrie. She's one of the music arts, aka magical girls, without a
don't spoil. I'm actually intending to watch that.
Oh, okay. Well, they added this character, and she's really cool, and I actually want to continue because of her. I liked the show well enough before. She elevated it a lot. Other than that, I started watching a show from 2018. I actually believe you have it on your plan to watch, Linus.
Lumen to you? Because I saw it on your sheet. Yeah. How is it?
It's really good. Do you want a will they, won't they that actually works? Bloom Into You is a good one.
I remember it being sold to me as, like... not only is it, like, a really good, like, GL romance, like, it's also a really good asexual relationship representation.
Not asexual, aromantic.
What? Really?
Well, it's hard to explain, but...
Oh, did people sell it to me as asexual because they didn't know about aromantic? Because if that's so, it bumps up a couple spaces on my list because I want to see that.
Yeah, you don't really get a whole lot of, like, aromantic or asexual, like representation and stuff.
Yeah,
especially not aromantic.
Without spoiling, it's not that she doesn't have sexual feelings. It's that she doesn't think she can fall in love. That's just without spoiling anything. I don't want to go too in depth with it because I don't want to spoil it for you.
Yeah, okay. Like, this show sounds super fucking, like...
Wait, what is this one?
Bloom Into You.
Ah, nice. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. More and more I hear about the show, the more and more intrigued I get. Like... This sounds like it could possibly be, like, a romance show that's, like, really good for me.
Oh, yeah. It is. It's been really good so far. However, I actually would say not to binge it.
Oh?
Each episode has a lot of stuff to unpack and think about. Like, I gave, in between each episode, I'm 5 episodes in right now, I gave at least 2 to 3 hours of a break. Because after each episode, there's just so, like, not that there's a lot to unpack, but there's a lot to think about.
Okay, I just saw a review for it that just absolutely is sold the show twice over for me. It's Bloom Into You is not a romance, rather a love story about self-realization. And if it is about what I think it is, then I'm fucking down for it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, 11 user reviews are comparing it to Citrus. Never mind, back out now!
No!
No! But yeah, there's really not much that I've been watching in terms of anime besides the stuff that we're watching for this. Other than that, I was listening to the entirety of Wendigoon's Conspiracy Iceberg.
I haven't had any time to watch anime. Like, I barely had time to watch what we needed for the show. I've been busy.
Like I said, once again, my brain is deciding that this is work-shaped.
Yeah.
That's kind of why I said I wouldn't mind the shows that I like being killed, because then they get to be not work-shaped and I can just casually watch them.
Yeah.
I'm planning on finishing Ghost in the Shell second season, because I only have 10 episodes left of that, and I can binge 10 episodes of Ghost in the Shell. That show's fucking good. Haven't watched anything more of JJK. Gonna watch the second half of that at some point, maybe with Meep. And I am
watch Vivi with me at some point.
I don't want to watch Vivi again. I don't want to go through pain.
Well, Meep's gonna watch Vivi with me at some point. You are going to fucking do this.
Yes, I am. Because it's a really good show, and I'm also gonna show you Girlfriend, because it's my favorite comedy.
We will watch Girlfriend all together, because that show is great.
Anything that has a good established poly romance, I'm all for that. You don't get a whole lot of good poly representation either.
As someone who is poly, I appreciate that it doesn't like make fun of the idea of being poly. It's like, it's a bit absurd with, how people view it, but it never like goes out of its way to make fun of it, and that's what I like.
Yeah, it doesn't appear to do that weird like harem thing, or like where all the girls are like fighting each other over who he loves or whatever.
That's kind of there, but in a very subdued sense. Like, there's a relationship between two of the girls that is sort of half, no, we're rivals, but actually in reality, we're all pretty sure they're both into each other. They're just hiding it under a rivalship.
There are many bisexual meltdowns in that show.
LaMeo. Girls are hot, guys are hot, everyone is hot.
I will say, it doesn't go Mieruko-Chan levels with it, but there are a couple of little fanservice-y bits, but I think that adds to the show, because it is such anime garbage, and it's great.
The fan service isn't really fan service, it's just slight nudity played for laughs.
Yeah.
Funny.
Also, by the way, I'm going to watch Visual Present this week. Probably. I'm going to catch up to it, and I'm going to tell you all about that glorious shitpost of a series.
God, there are so many vampire anime coming out this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 of them. And only one of them seems to be good.
Well, there was another one. We had one in spring. Mars Red was a disappointment.
But then
And
we
then
had
when the hell
Vanitas.
did Vanitas come out?
Last season.
Oh, okay.
I was so worried Vanitas was going to be garbage because vampire anime are usually garbage, but I had hope because it was made by Bones.
Yeah, and I mean, the vampire dies in no time. It is actually garbage, but it's good kind of garbage. It fully accepts the fact that it's cringe.
Oh, sorry.
No, go.
While I still fucked this episode, I'm nowhere near as warm on it as I think you are, Ember. I think it's okay. It's inoffensive, but it doesn't do a whole lot for me. The only reason I fucked this episode is because of the cat segment, I'll be honest.
Yeah, like I said, it is a good show, but it's not something that necessarily needs to be like podcast worthy because like I said, it's an episode by episode thing. Not really a whole lot of shit happens. It's kind of just like Family Guy or whatever. It's just skits.
I think that's the first time I've heard an anime compared to Family Guy. Hey Lois, I went through my anime phase. And it just shows Peter with big eyes.
Oh god, now you have me just with the visual image of just Peter turning to sand.
God.
Snap.
Anime is enjoyable. Who would have thunk?
Yeah. And I would definitely use that one as an example of shows that don't necessarily have to be like some beautiful fucking masterpiece to be good. It's a good example of just stupid fun.
I think it is safe to say that this is probably... Actually, hold on. I need to look at Fall from last year. No, I don't want Winter 2021 open. What shows did we have in Fall? We had Moriarty, but... Okay, we
Akudama Drive.
Yeah, Kuma 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 Bear, Jujutsu Kaisen. I would say this season is a bit stronger than Fall 2020, if only because the shows that were really, really good were Jujutsu Kaisen and Yukoku no Moriarty. Ajashi to Shimamura was pretty good. I really liked it. It was an 8. Akudama Drive, because of the ending and how some things turned out, it was more of a 7 by the end for me. But this season has a lot of strong stuff. Even the stuff that's not great, the worst I can say about it is that it's just not for me. Like, even Ranking of Kings, I do think there are problems with the writing. It's not bad. I'd say it's fine.
It's just not your thing. And I can understand that.
Yeah.
It is, I will admit, it is a little bit weird with how it just keeps moving the goalpost of who's the villain and retconning shit.
Although, Platinum End, Deep Insanity, and Visual Prison were just bad for me. But everything else, like, worst I can say about it is that, for me, like, Senpai is annoying. I'm sure someone out there gets something out of the main relationship.
Yeah, I do love how there's been like 2 different shows. There's been at least one show on here that I would say is moving too goddamn slowly, and one that was moving way too goddamn fast. Like I said, I literally could not watch more than on the first podcast episode, I literally couldn't watch more than like 5 minutes of Platinum Ends that first time because like it dumped an entire season's worth of exposition just within the first 5 minutes. I'm just like, slow the fuck down.
Yeah, Platinum End was pretty poor choice on my end.
Nah, it's fine. You couldn't have known how bad it was gonna be when you started.
Yeah.
2 for 5 on locks, baby.
Yeah.
1 of 1. And next season, I'm going to be locking Vanitas Season 2 again, so I know it's going to be 2 of 1. It's going to be a good ratio. Let's go. Don't kill yourself, Vanitas.
I'm interested to see how that one's going, because with the setup of the previous season, it looks like it's going to be good.
I've read a bit of the manga. Oh, it's good.
Oh.
I need to read more of the manga also. But yeah. Is that an episode?
Yeah,
I think that's an episode. Yeah. Hey, Ember, where can we find you?
Right, you can find me at Ember the Unusual on Twitter. If you're lucky, maybe I will have posted an art, but fucking, I have ADHD and I draw with mouse, so no guarantees on that.
Mip.
You can find me at Soul_King777. Follow me, or follow me, unless you are a minor. If you are a minor, do not follow me, or else I will make you reenact a live-action adaptation of Baji Become Human.
Oof. You can find me as Limus646, thinly spread across the internet. Find all of that at limus.card.co, where you find places like Channel 646, my YouTube, where we stream every Monday at about 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, weekly. So yeah, come hang out in the chat, catch us live. It's fun. Yeah. And with that, we've been the Anime FMK. Thank you everyone for watching. We'll see you next time.
Right, bye.
Bye.